What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Wednesday, November 23rd, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Happy new moon in Sagittarius. Definitely looking forward to where this energy is going as opposed to kind of where things have been. What a Scorpio season. Eclipses. Wow. This definitely kind of cuts some of that energy off, gives us something new to work with. I think we're ready to see what the new sort of story can look like. Jupiter comes direct today, just 4 minutes after this new moon does take place. So there's definitely a lot of things kind of popping off, and it can be really positive. Your beliefs are so important right now. Where you're aiming your arrow in life and your big vision of where things can go is crucial. Let's take a look at the chart and go into it. I changed up my chart a little bit. So I changed this table up to show fast, slow, station. So we got Jupiter still stationed retrograde, but it is stop, and it is just 4 minutes from going direct. And this is right at the exact time of that new moon in Sagittarius at 1 degree. So very early on in Sagittarius. I mean, we are jumping right into this full-blown Sagittarian energy, which, as I've been talking about, we got Venus here, we got Mercury here. This is a big story. This is a big belief change. This is definitely a lot of mutable energy. When you think about Jupiter coming direct in Pisces, Neptune here, Mars retrograde in Gemini, and all this Sagittarius. I mean, we are mutable. Like, this is a time to be adaptable, but this is also a time to realize that your beliefs have to shift about what you want in life. You cannot stay stuck in negativity forever. You have to look at the positive side, look at the bright side. Sagittarius wants to find the jovialness, the happiness, the laughter. This is definitely a time to kind of free ourselves by shifting perspective and belief, going towards the light, going towards the bright side of things. We can do that. I will say too that with Mercury and Venus here on Antares, as a fixed star Antares, which is at 10 degrees of Sagittarius. So Mercury's going to cross Antares. Venus will, by the end of today, cross Antares. So there's a lot of this Antares energy, and it is the big red giant. It's the heart of the scorpion. It's a lot of things, and it can be it's a little bit of Mars-Jupiter energy mixed in, and of course Jupiter's about to come direct. So it's very, action-oriented and expansive, but there's a lack of compassion with Antares. If you go the sort of draconic route with it, it's very Draco type energy. It's a little reptilian. There's a lot of this sort of reptilian energy in our life right now that we're having to transmute. We're having to rise above it, look past these things, aim farther, aim wider. And we don't want to get so stuck in the things that bring us all this frustration in life. It's definitely a time to use this energy moving forward, this new moon, to really set intention for how big things can get. What do you want to happen? And this is a time to find a lot of dedication and persistence to set off on that journey to make that change. This is not a time to be hyper fixated in life. I know that we have the nodes in fixed signs, Saturn's in a fixed sign. There's definitely fixed energy in the chart here, don't get me wrong, but there's certain things that we can't fixate on forever. We have to fixate on how things can evolve, where they can go, and, stay positive and hopeful for creating that. And definitely focus on the things that you want to learn more about. Like, what philosophy do you believe in? This is definitely the big truth in Sagittarius here. What is your big truth? What is your North Star, your guiding light? Learn more about that. Follow that intuition. Sagittarius is such an intuitive sign. So it really is about believing in what you feel. Sagittarius is this big truth. It's not necessarily written down. I know it can be, religious, but, we look at Mars retrograde in Gemini. Gemini is more the delivering of the message and having sort of analytical backing for it. Sagittarius doesn't need the analytical backing. Your belief doesn't have to come from anything other than what you feel, right? So it's taking this feeling and this belief and doing something with it. It might not make linear sense, but it is abstract and it is big, and this is where you want to go for it. And we're lucky that the south node is out of Sagittarius for this one. And with Jupiter coming direct in Pisces at 28 degrees, just 4 minutes after this new moon. Like this can be such an expansive time, but we're having to shed things away. We're having to surrender to get there. We're having to have faith, to trust in the universe, because all those feelings and all that faith and all the visions that you have can be real. But again, it's kind of having to dissolve old patterns in life to get to where the new story is meant to go. And I think that it's very potent. And if we're going to use this Antares energy with Mercury and Venus here to understand our values, but from a compassionate level and from a watcher, it's Archangel Uriel at the same time. So you have to kind of be that watcher over your story, over your big belief. And like there is an objectiveness with Saturn in Aquarius to look at the bigger picture, to detach the detachment and the disconnection from what we are so overly passionate for, because we're out of Scorpio season. I mean, passion's always going to be a part of us, but Mars retrograde, our passions can get us into trouble right now, especially with the square to Neptune still, which is splitting. But it's like we can want to, push. We have to be objective, look at things from a bigger perspective, and really find that healing sort of protective quality. And at the same time, Antares is a very it's about war, if you will. It's one of the great commander, war commander fixed stars. And Aldebaran is one too, which is at 10 degrees of Gemini, which is where Mars is going to station and come direct at 8 degrees and cross over that Aldebaran spot too. So we're having to find this great commander quality within us and to really trust the belief, trust the inner knowing, follow that, open doors, try things, free ourselves. This is definitely getting out of where we are. It's getting out of the sticky energy. I mentioned sticky energy yesterday. We got to get out of what's sticky and look at what is expanding and growing. This is a time to grow, to understand that things can grow, to actually water the garden. If the North Node is posited by Venus on Antares, we have to almost have like a rigorous, strong dedication to really continue to water the garden and the life that we want to grow, to believe in the possibilities. That intention can go a long, long, long way with this energy, but there's also an intensity to it because Antares does bring some darkness. So it's like, yes, we're in Sag season now, but I don't want to tell people that, we're just going to start to see energetically everything change. This is where internally you have to believe that things are changing. You have to step up that frequency within yourself, because the world, I just don't believe, is going to be a reflection of the positivity, of the beautiful things that can grow. I think things are going to start to feel very intense, very draconic as we move through the rest of this year and into next year. So, it's a day before Thanksgiving. There's so much to be grateful for. There's so much to be thankful for. We definitely are ready to trust that the universe has a plan, stay positive, have that faith, open these doors, water our gardens, stay persistent, stay in a strong sense of who we are and our connection. These are very important times. There's also, Mercury's going to start making trines over to Chiron. I think we can understand how much growth and how much we have learned about ourselves and how much healing we have done. And we can start to unlock levels within ourselves and our understanding of ourselves that we haven't had before. And this Mars retrograde in Gemini, that's one of the bright spots of it. It is really going back and redefining how we think, our communities, the people we're around, how we network, our mind in general. And it's coming to a place of understanding our ego mentally from a place that can be more expansive and can open, a lot of doors here. We're also seeing Jupiter and Pluto pretty much as tight as they're going to get for a very long time in sextile. And I think that that's very positive for us too, is to look at this big belief and the integrity of your soul to grow and expand and to make things happen and to have that grit and to grind it out a little bit. Like, I know it's a little grindy these days, but the belief that the grind will pay off and expand is a big, big deal. And I'm excited for this new moon, but it definitely comes with its own sense of, and it's too bad that Jupiter didn't go direct just beforehand, because this energy of the new moon 4 minutes before Jupiter goes direct kind of sticks, and it is this stop Jupiter. So you really have to take it upon yourself to believe, and to not, have a guru come through here and be the one, like, every day in life, like, be the one for yourself, be the guru for yourself, understand the work that you've done, the healing that you've done, the person you've become, and stay persistent and on it, and grow. This is a time to grow. It's not a time to stay stagnant. There's too much mutability in the chart. And even the South Node in Scorpio will want to hold on till the bitter, bitter end. But, we can only hold on for so long before the universe finds a way to take it from us anyways. This is a good time to start opening that chapter. It's like, let's get through the book here. Like, let's just start trucking away, reading pages, flipping pages, and make it happen. And I'm excited for that. For the collective, I think many of us are ready to see what the next chapter is, and to really stay on it, and to expand it, and to move intuitively towards what that is. This is a big new moon that's bringing that expanse into our lives. Let's see what the cards are for this new moon. Antares is a trip. My Mars is conjunct Antares, and if you look up what that means online, it's not like a good thing. It usually means like the person has zero compassion for anybody, and will, no regards, will do whatever it has to do to get what it wants without any regard for another human. Simply cannot be compassionate. Luckily, I have other aspects in my chart that make me very compassionate. Sun Neptune conjunct. A lot. Jupiter in Cancer. I have a lot of compassion in me, but there's something about that Mars Antares that I do have, and I can tell you about Antares is that there's something about the competitiveness to just make it happen, no matter what, to go. And sometimes you do have to kind of, I don't want to say not be compassionate, but you do have to just step up in life and make calls. And maybe that's the Capricorn in me too. You got to make calls for yourself. You got to delegate your life. And this is a big one for freeing. Sagittarius wants to free itself big time. It doesn't want anything to hold it back or restrict it. There's no harsh aspects to Saturn right now, minus the Uranus square, which is breaking apart. But that's even trying to liberate us too from constructs. This is, we can make a lot happen right now. This is a make it happen for change and for growth, lunation here. So I think that's the positive aspect, and we can definitely use it as such. Six of Coins in reverse. Like, this is kind of the philanthropist card, right? The, charity card, but it's reversed. And we don't want to be anybody's charity case or anything right now if we don't have enough to give, because we're focused on a bigger story for ourselves. I think it is a good time to focus on that. Have compassion always. Trust me, I do believe in compassion. I think it's a beautiful thing, even though I told you about my Mars Antares, but it's not always the case. Just because you read something online doesn't mean it's true either. It's another time to really understand, I think, what you believe in and what you truly feel is actually your truth, not just what somebody tells you or what you read or believe. And I don't think you have to take so much outside of self, and I don't think you have to give so much outside of yourself either. Maybe give more to yourself right now and expand what that is going to be on. A 10 of Cups upright. I think the more that we do kind of give to ourselves right now and focus on what we're expanding and growing, we do get a lot. There's so much out here for us to have. It's important to feel right now. Those feelings and that intuition and that belief are going to take you to places that will leave you so happy. So this is a really big new moon, I believe, to find a lot of peace within and to see that once you find that and you expand on that, it can be real. Your beliefs can really manifest right now, and that's a beautiful part of the change and the mutability in life right now is beliefs can manifest, especially when you put effort into them. And the Six of Cups in reverse. Oh, the nostalgia card reversed. It's definitely going forward. The past is the past. They're great stories, but you're writing a story right now, and you're living a story right now, day by day, moment by moment, here, right now. Don't worry so much about the past. Use it as fuel, but definitely look forward in life right now and create new moments that you can look back on and be proud of as well. Every day is a good day to do that. Today especially, because it'll bring you more happiness if you're present and in gratitude than if you're looking at the past for it's just a story. It's just a memory. It's not even real anymore. That's a hard one sometimes to grasp. I don't have such a hard time with it, I'll be honest, but I observe others have a hard time letting go of the past. It's time. It's just now. Love the past. Have a good memory of it, or don't, depending on what happened. But be grateful now for everything, because everything does happen for a reason. It's trying to open things up to a lot of happiness and fulfillment from within ourselves. And we got to give that to ourselves and stop giving, too much away. This is definitely your story to write. Don't write it for someone else. Write it for yourself. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Wednesday. Happy Thanksgiving. I know tomorrow's Thanksgiving, but, there could be some pre-Thanksgiving events for some. So thank you. I am so grateful for you all, and I hope you have a lovely day. Much love. Peace.